Hey, everybody, welcome to the Supernatural Beer Bros podcast. I'm your host, Andy, and I'm joined today by my brother, Ronnie, up in Maine with the giant skeeters, as you can see behind him.
Yep. How's it going? These ones up here, these will carry you off.
Now, Ronnie, when they come out of the woods, don't they sound a lot like this?
Yeah, the mosquitoes do.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Mm.
All right. So, anyway, Ben should be joining us here shortly. So our topic for today is
Ben's a day late and a dollar short.
Well, we're doing cryptids again because I don't know, seems kind of fun, I guess. Plus, Ronnie used the nuclear option more often with cryptids.
There's way more options to talk about with cryptids because there's so many of them.
Yep. So today we're talking about the Jersey Devil, and later we'll get into Mothman. Because, you know, in typical Supernatural Beer Bros fashion, we did our research 10 minutes ago, and we don't have enough information to do a full podcast on just one. So,
well, I'm pretty sure if the Jersey Devil and the Mothman fucked and had a love child, it would be called like the Devil Moth or something.
Yeah. And then there'd be these weirdos out there trying to hook up with it, being like,
"Your hair is like animal."
Oh, man.
That damn Sasquatch.
You're out of control. You and that soundboard.
Right. All right. So let's get into this, shall we? The Jersey Devil. Now, what, Ronnie, what, pray you, is that?
That. I don't know. I got to get a closer look at that. Let's see here.
Oh, come on. I can't even
What's you do to it? Oh, there it goes. I can see it. That looks like that looks like one of those big New York sewer rats you always hear about. It's crept out into the country somewhere.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. What the hell is this crap? No. So, yeah, this to me, it kind of looks like one of those big swamp rats. What do they call them? They're like the size of small dogs.
Like banana? Are they banana rats?
Nutria.
Or
Nutria.
Nutria? I never heard of it.
They live down in like the bayous in Louisiana and the Florida Everglades. They can, I don't remember how much, they can be like the size of small dogs though. They're pretty big.
I thought they were called like banana rats or something like that.
Could be. They get a lot of different names for things. But this right here, some people are claiming is a Jersey Devil. I don't think so. I prefer the more mythological version.
That thing doesn't look like it's going to eat anything bigger than a squirrel.
True. I prefer that model.
I wouldn't be too afraid of that thing.
This
whatever
thing?
That is.
It's got,
I don't know.
It's got a forked tail, cloven feet, and wings, and a goat's head. And a long neck, it appears.
It puts a whole new meaning to the term deep throat.
Oh my God. Well, since you're going to go there, Ronnie, would you clap them cheeks?
I don't that thing's way too ugly, man. I don't know. I'd need at least a 30 rack to even get a chubby on that one.
Yeah, it'd be whiskey dick. Anyways. Yeah, so anyway, let's go. We got through the pictures. So let's see right here. New Jersey Devil Wikipedia page. New Jersey Devil redirects here at NHL hockey team, blah, 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 blah. Jersey Devils. In the southern New Jersey and Philadelphia folklore of the United States, the New Jersey Devil, also known as the Leeds Devil, is a legendary creature said to inhabit the forest of pine barrens in southern Jersey. You mean where Tony Soprano dumped all of his corpses?
That's right.
Well, somebody's got to feed the Jersey Devil.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So the
Fine. I shall dump my yard trimmings elsewhere.
Hey there, neighbor. You need some fertilizer? I got a bunch of it, close to 30 tons. Oh, shit. Yeah, so the creature is often described as a flying biped with hooves, but there are many variations. The common description is that of a bipedal kangaroo like or wyvern like creature with a horse or a goat like head, leathery bat wings, horns, small arms with clawed hands, legs with cloven hooves, and a forked tail.
It sounds so made up.
I know, right? It has been reported to move quickly and is often described as emitting a high pitched, blood curdling scream.
Kind of like the banshee, huh?
Oh, yeah. I ain't shitting ya.
They say people, you hear the scream of a banshee and it's a harbinger of doom.
Yeah, so anyway, this the origin story of it actually dates back to like the 1700s or something. So it's like 110 years ago this month, the Philadelphia region was gripped by fear of a monster that roamed around killing chickens and pets and terrorizing residents. You know what? It sounds a lot like the chupacabra.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and goats aren't all that it sucks.
Where's that picture you had up earlier behind you?
Oh.
Never mind.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Nobody's gonna see it, Ronnie. We're not even all right.
Um.
Oh, well, that's not the only thing he sucks. Oh man,
Where is it? There it is.
you're ridiculous, Ronnie. You're retarded if you think. Wait, you're. What does it say?
Says you're retarded if you think I'm sucking your dick.
Like me. Oh, Ronnie. You're the king of crazy memes. All the time. Just memes.
Mm-hmm.
So
You just call
terrorizing.
me the meme lord.
So it's killing chickens and pets and terrorizing residents with armed men sent into the woods to hunt for it. That is, if the newspapers of the period are to be believed. The creature had many different names in the papers: the Wazzle Bug and Jobberwock.
Holy fuck.
Hey, Ronnie, you want to wazzle my bug?
Oh my god. I don't know. You want to jobber my walk? With a sloppy my toffee? Holy fuck.
Jesus. Yep, I'm gonna go take an Obama and wipe my Biden. Anyway. So, oh no, but the Jersey Devil was the moniker that stuck. And that handle came in large part from a former Philadelphia newspaper man turned vaudeville publicist named Norman Jeffries.
Sounds like a serial killer name.
Right? Norman Jeffries, yeah, it does.
No, Norman Jeffries sounds more like a suicide cult leader name.
The guy that mixes the Kool-Aid.
Exactly.
He's like stirring it in a big vat, like, yeah.
Come on, everybody. Everybody take a cup. I got a nice little dose of murder for you.
He's got his sunglasses on. He's like, yeah, I got your ass today. He's
Go get your ass now.
yeah. What was that guy's name? Yusha Thomas. When he's
Yeah.
like, when this Russia invaded Ukraine, and he's like, what it's gonna look like when each branch of the military drafts you, and like the first thing, like he does his army, and he comes up and knocks on his door, and he comes out, and he's all, Yusha Thomas, yeah. He's like, these are your orders. You've been drafted, and you just to report to your nearest military installation and report for duty. And he's like, "Oh, but I'm out. I got my DD-214." He's like, "Oh, you do? Let me see that." Rips it up, and he's
You
like,
need
"Yeah, you
that
don't
where
need,
you're going.
he's like, you don't need that where you're going." Haha, Uncle Sam got your ass now. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, that shit was hilarious.
Yeah. Oh,
Where was I at? Where the hell was I at, Ronnie?
The sea is foamy. You have wandered
fine. We were somewhere around jobbering my walk and wazzling my bug.
No, we were at Norman Jeffries because we were talking about him being a serial
Oh,
killer.
that's right. Yeah.
So, the prime suspect in a case of fake news that went viral long before the internet existed and social media became a favorite tool of hoaxers. It seemingly stated on January 16th, 1909, with reports of strange hoof prints in the snow, and it was claimed on rooftops in South Jersey. Soon, newspapers were reporting pets and chickens being killed and sightings of a strange creature. So-called witnesses provided varied descriptions. It had 4 legs, could walk on 2, it was winged, and had the body of a kangaroo or a large possum. Its head was like that of a horse or a collie. Its eyes blazed, and it breathed fire. So it's a dragon.
Interesting.
It's a tiny dragon. So, the Philadelphia Zoo reportedly offered a $10,000 reward for the capture of this creature, if it indeed existed. Wow, damn. And what was that, 1909? $10,000 reward? That was fucking big money in 1909. You'd be set for life with 10 grand.
I had to change my background, Andy.
Mm.
Oh, make
As
sure
much-
you pull it up so people can see it.
As much as I like Trump, Ronnie,
You are fake news.
you're going to get us canceled. Actually, you should leave that up because this podcast is fake news, I think. Maybe.
Mm. Not totally.
No. Anyway.
Slightly bent truth news.
Yeah. So, 2 things should be kept in mind when reading the old stories about the devil. First is that journalistic standards in those days were, to say the least, loose, and newspapermen often did favors that were reciprocated with free meals or theater tickets or bottles of booze at Christmas.
Ooh, I take the booze every time.
Yeah, probably. Second is that in the face of fierce competition, newspapers would seek to match stories in rival publications at any cost, even if the price was the truth.
Sounds like the news today.
Yeah. No. So, with newspapers carrying stories of witnesses seeing the creature on both sides of the Delaware River from Trenton to Delaware Bay, the fight was on. Somewhere in the mix was Norman Jeffries filing reports to willing recipients. The first
I
article.
wonder if Washington's army crossing the Delaware saw the New Jersey Devil right before they went to slit Hessian throats. Jesus Christ.
Jesus
Talk. Fucking talk. Blech.
Yeah. If you feel like you need to spew something out of your mouth, do it in the bathroom. So, Ronnie.
Woo.
So, The first article in the Inquirer about the mysterious events appeared on the front page on January 21st with the headline, "What is it? Visits all South Jersey." Or what is that? What is it? Visits all South Jersey. Okay. And a photograph of actual proof print or hoof prints or actual proof prints. Well,
Should be hoof prints. I
hold
think
on
that's a
now.
typo.
Hold on now. Why do these hoof prints look like they were made by horseshoes?
Yeah, and not horseshoes that were actually on a horse. Just someone threw horseshoes in the mud or the snow.
Exactly.
Looks like snow. So it looks like somebody just made prints with
If there's
horseshoes.
some wild winged hoofed creature out there, why does it have horseshoes on?
Then why is it walking when it can fly?
Well, this is obviously nonsense picture or proof right here. Absolute nonsense and a hoax.
This one's starting to look thinner and thinner
Well,
by the
when I
minute.
say that, I mean this picture. Obviously fake. So, hoof-like tracks could be seen in the snow, in particularly every block in Burlington City, creating a state bordering on panic, the story said. Even dogs were scared.
Oh, for Christ's sake. I want to know what they were smoking.
I'm reasonably certain that unless it was an actual devil of some sort, supernatural creature, I don't think my dog would be scared of it.
I don't know. I'm already leaning towards the Jersey Devil being like on the obese to anorexic scale. This one's does nothing but smoke crack and tweak all over the place and never eats anything.
Well, like, I mean, at this point, I got it more like the mummy of Tutankhamun, like just skin stretched over bones, like and dry.
Oh, so you mean that? Yeah,
Yep,
totally dried right out.
yep. Weighs like 20 pounds, soaking wet.
Except for Tutankhamun's butthole full of 3,000-year-old semen. That's still wet.
That damn Sasquatch.
Sasquatch probably did it.
Right.
He said bullshit. He was begging for it.
So, all right, I'm gonna read this and then I'm gonna give my take. Hounds put on the trail, refused to follow the tracks, and with bristling hair and the picture of terror ran home. Okay, so
Picture of terror.
let me tell you this. If there is no trail, the hounds won't follow the trail.
Right.
So,
And if there is a trail, the hounds can't help but follow it. It's their instinct.
yeah, they smell something funny or new, they're going to follow it to the source. Ridiculous.
Oh my God.
All right, armed with shotguns, a party of farmers in Springfield Township followed the tracks for almost 4 miles until they mysteriously disappeared. Okay, my next point. This is a flying creature. It's got wings. Why was it walking on the ground for 4 miles before they mysteriously disappeared? I mean, you would think that this thing would fly. It wouldn't just walk on 2 legs for 4 miles.
Maybe it was a little woozy from all that crack it just smoked.
And it got Joe Biden's crack pipes he handed out.
Yeah. I got a hold of one of Hunter Biden's well-used crack pipes.
Got a lot of resin left in there for you.
All right, the sea is foamy. We're going into politics again.
I know, right?
Foamy! You have wandered way off course!
So, all right, stories from different newspapers, including the Inquirer, all similarly noted that older South Jersey residents were invoking the legend of the Leeds Devil to explain the strange events. The Leeds Devil was reportedly the 13th child of a mother Leeds who lived in Pine Barrens in the 18th century. According to legend, when the mother Leeds cursed the child's birth, he flew up the chimney to haunt the Pinelands for years to come. In one version, the Leeds Devil killed the midwife before flying away.
That sounds pretty thin.
So on January 22nd, 1909, thanks most likely to Jeffries, the Inquirer ran a story. Oh, where is it? Oh, looks like we got Ben.
Jersey Devil's got a pretty mouth.
Oh man. Hang on a minute. I gotta.
What's up, Ben?
Benjamin.
What's up?
What's
Benjamin.
happening?
We hope you like jamming too.
You guys already recording?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been doing the Jersey Devil.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
And right on its face with a lot of what we've been reading, it sounds pretty thin already. But
Yeah, just because it's anything associated with New Jersey is thin.
Well, I mean, except for the fact that Tony Soprano used to bury all of his corpses out there in Pine Barrens, where they say the Jersey Devil lives.
well, we're talking the Jersey Devil at this point's been on 220 year friggin' crack binge. Then
Well, the actual legend of it dates back to the 1700s.
yeah, I know, that's why I said 200 and something year. Whatever.
Yeah.
Sounds like he's a bit older than the Mothman then.
Yep. I think the first sighting of Mothman I was reading was in like 1966. But
yeah, so are we transitioning?
Yeah, no, we're not on there yet. Not there just yet. So the Jersey Devil on January 22nd, 1909, thanks most likely to Jeffries. The Inquirer ran a story that offered a possible explanation to the mystery. Vampire missing. Look out, New Jersey.
Oh my God.
A headline on page 2 shouted, Australian wonder, cross between a kangaroo and a bat, strangely disappears. The subhead noted. From where it disappeared and when, the story did not say, but it did recount a series of supposed encounters with the creature from South Jersey. That very day, a hunting party captured the creature in Fairmount Park. The Inquirer reported on January 23rd.
And the creature sucked them all off, and they let it go. They let it go.
In Pine Barrens.
Me scoozy. Yeah, so. Yeah, this one is pretty thin.
I'm wondering what was happening in 1909 because they said there was a wave of sightings in 1909, but between January 16th and January 23rd.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, New Jersey Devil, like I said earlier, and I'm done with it. The New Jersey Devil on our fat scale, to me, is the mummy of Tutankhamun, just with dried skin stretched over the bones.
Yeah, with a butthole full of 3,000-year-old.
When they mummified him, though, all the internals were removed. So yeah, that's how thin this is.
Yeah, just sucked right in, just skin and bone,
like a tweaker.
Literally nothing else. Yes, that's why I said it's been on a 200-year crack binge.
With the cheeks all sucked in like this, like.
It's done nothing but smoke crack and hasn't eaten a single thing in 200 years. That's how thin this is.
Bitter beer face.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, that's so wrong. There was this guy in Iraq we used to see walking around all the time, and he had this. I don't know if he had a disorder or maybe it was like a form of Down syndrome, but the way his face looked, um, it looked like he'd just taken a hit off of some really really bitter beer. And
Yes, sir.
that's what we used to call him, bitter beer face.
Sure, you love that.
Oh, he never knew. We never talked to him.
I'm gonna go back to my Mothman background. Here we
Oh
go.
man.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so I remember hearing about Mothman years ago when I was a kid because I have a lot of family in West Virginia. And obviously, right there is the governor of West Virginia, Jim Justice. So this is something I was keenly aware of. Even
Does
you know,
Mothman usually show up with like dueling banjos playing somewhere in the distance?
you ever watched Deliverance?
Boy, I say, boy, I tell you what.
Well, now, boy, I said, now listen here, boy. That's more Mississippi though, Foghorn and Leghorn.
Yeah. You're
Yeah,
about as
so
useful as a football bat.
you see that? Like you see the picture of Mothman right here, right here.
Yep.
Yeah.
You one ugly motherfucker.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yep.
All right.
Didn't
So
didn't Godzilla fight a Mothman? It was Mothra. That was it.
yeah, Mothra.
Mothra.
Hey Ben, those old Godzilla movies, the originals. When did they come out? Was it in the 60s?
Well, yeah, because the originals, obviously are based in Japan, like being a reference to nuclear weapons. So, yeah, it was like 50s or 60s, I think. Yeah.
So it was a mutated nuclear moth that was fighting Godzilla for world domination.
Basically, yeah. I mean, from what I recall hearing, because my good friend of mine's a cinephile, yeah, that was my understanding. That was kind of the Japanese artistic viewpoint of nuclear weapons and the impacts they have. So, Godzilla was probably just like some little skink lizard, and then he ate some radioactive leaf, and now he can swim underwater and destroy Tokyo every 5 years.
You didn't get bit by a radioactive spider?
Pita Paka.
All right. So in West Virginia folklore, the Mothman is a humanoid creature reportedly seen in the Point Pleasant area from November 15th, 1966 to December 15th, 1967. The first newspaper report was published in the Point Pleasant Register, dated November 16th, 1966, titled Couple See Man-Sized Bird Creature. Something.
Yes.
So, the national press soon picked up the reports and helped spread the story across the United States. The Mothman was introduced to a wider audience by Gary Barker in 1970 and was later popularized by John Keel in his 1975 book, The Mothman Prophecies, claiming that there were supernatural events related to the sightings and a connection to the collapse of the Silver Bridge. The book was later adapted into a 2002 film starring Richard Gere, an annual
Because of
special
course it would be Richard Gere.
to Mothman.
Because of course such a movie would be starring Richard Gere.
Oh yeah.
Why, of course? I mean, if there's any of course situation for Richard Gere to have something to do with Buddhism or something.
I swear to Christ, that man will take any part in any movie. He doesn't care. He's so desperate.
He has bills to pay, man.
Wow, what the fuck is this crap?
Yeah, so the bridge, the collapse of the Silver Bridge connects Point Pleasant, Ohio, to I think it's Gallipolis. No, sorry, Point Pleasant, West Virginia. My bad. To Gallipolis, Ohio, and that was in 1967. So that's where a lot, and that was featured in the 2002 Mothman film as well. That was kind of the pinnacle of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are gay.
All right. So, Point Pleasant, West Virginia. The year was 1966. Two gravediggers in what is that?
Clendon, yeah.
Clendon, West Virginia, saw a black figure fly over their heads while digging a grave in a cemetery. They didn't know it then, but they are credited with being the first people to see the famous Mothman. Now, hold on now. I can vouch for this because I've been in the wilderness at night, and one time when I lived up in Washington State, I was out in the woods, and it was dark, like completely dark, and all of a sudden I just heard this loud, just like woof, 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 right?
Like a fluttering sound.
No, not a fluttering. This was like a woof, 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 like something big was flapping its wings, right?
Okay, that's what I meant. So flapping.
I look up, it's an enormous friggin' owl. It was an owl, dude. Now, if they didn't see it and they only heard it, could have been a big fucking owl.
Right.
I mean, this thing sounded like a friggin' albatross, dude. It was huge.
I mean, they have a lot of owls in West Virginia. They have snowy. I don't know which one's bigger, but you have the great horned, you have snowy, barred.
The great horned is supposedly the biggest owl.
All right. Well,
From what I hear, though, they did see this creature. Like that initial sighting where it was two couples. There were 4 witnesses. They described like a 7-foot tall creature, or something like that, 6 or 7 foot tall with a 10-foot wingspan. There's no bird in North America that's that size. Not even close.
Well, don't like the big, like the golden eagles have a 8 or 9 foot wingspan?
No, not that long.
It isn't?
Maybe 5 feet.
No, they got to be bigger than that.
No, golden eagles aren't much bigger than bald eagles. They're a little bigger, but not that much.
They're big enough to carry off friggin' small dogs.
Yeah, and babies, but that's still not a fucking pterodactyl looking motherfucker. They're not that big.
I guarantee you looked up and seen that thing coming down in your face, you'd be friggin' scared shitless.
Run, Margie, get the scatter gun.
No, I'd catch it and I'd pin it down and have my way with it.
Speaking of which, dude,
You got a pretty mouth, Mothman creature thing.
I saw a video today straight out of King Kong, dude. There was this guy took his family to the zoo, and they get around to where the apes are, and there's like a telephone pole or like a tall tree trunk. This ape was sitting at the top of it. Apparently it had snatched a seagull straight out of the air and was bashing the seagull on the top of the friggin' pole. It was like straight out of King Kong. Thing was nuts.
He's probably just bored, you know.
And on like the video description, the guy was talking. I took my wife and daughter to the zoo, and then they saw this, and now they're both crying.
Yeah,
that poor seagull.
Dude, I'm pretty sure I would have been laughing my ass off if I saw that.
I'm trying to see if we have the same. Actually, I have a different article from you. I have a 12 facts about the Mothman, the terrifying creature you never want to see. Whenever you're done with your thing.
Let me just get through this real quick. So, according to legend, Mothman is a black 10-foot creature with wings and red eyes. Shortly after the cemetery incident, residents of Point Pleasant, West Virginia, a few miles west of Clendon, claim they saw the monster while driving at night. Articles in newspapers at the time were reporting that the monster was also commonly seen in the TNT area near town, with some locals speculating that perhaps people were really seeing cranes or owls, and others wondering if the creature was created in some sort of mutation accident involving the chemicals associated with storing TNT. Regardless, legend has it that mysterious men in black suits began visiting the town shortly after the sighting was reported. So the men in black got involved in this?
Apparently.
Look at this picture.
So there must be something to that.
Look at this.
I mean, you have to think this
Looks
is
like
only
a fly.
You are gay.
Sorry,
well,
Ben, go ahead.
West Virginia actually has a national radio quiet zone. So West Virginia is a strange place in general. I mean, I love it personally, but you have to have like a connection to it or just love the weirdness, because they do have a national radio quiet zone, a 13,000 square mile area that limits radio frequency in the eastern, well, this is the eastern half of West Virginia and parts of Virginia, stretching to Maryland border. So there's some Men in Black shit going on in West Virginia. And on the topic of the chemicals, that kind of makes sense to me, because Charleston, West Virginia has something called Chemical Valley, because Charleston, the capital of the state, was kind of for a long time kind of a chemical producing powerhouse. So there's some legitimacy to those concerns anyhow, because they were just awash in, toxins, I guess.
Looks hairy, like animal.
Yeah, so
yeah, in addition to all that, you have that 13,000 square miles is dead zone essentially, where they're probably doing some Men in Black secret shit. So
yeah. I just remembered something that's kind of interesting to me.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out exactly where it is, because there's another legend of the Goat Man, right? Now, there's a connection to me between the Mothman and the Goat Man. They both are connected to bridges. So the Goat Man is said to roam the forest surrounding a bridge. But I don't know where this bridge is. I think it's in like Tennessee or something.
that
And
sounds like an Appalachian sort of.
the Goat Man, or the Mothman, is said to be seen flying on top of or flying over the Silver Bridge.
It's Texas.
Hey, Ben.
Texas.
Ben, you know as much as we all do that what happens in Appalachia stays in Appalachia.
Appalachia. Don't ever. You're gonna get into them's fighting words to say Appalachia.
Well, whatever.
Yeah,
Bring
and
it. I ain't scared.
the people
That's
the people in Oregon, if you say Oregon, they get mad.
Oregon.
You got to say Oregon. You can't say Oregon like it's spelled.
Get mad, you little bitch.
There ain't no damn E at the end of Oregon.
You want to cry? I'm from somewhere else. Don't nitpick my pronunciation.
So does anybody else find that connection interesting? I mean, to me,
A bridge? Yeah.
the connection of the
Actually,
bridge, moving water.
real quick, yeah, because this bridge is in Northeast Texas. And it's a very small area. Closest city is Copper Canyon, barely 1,500 people. I guess it's less than 45 minutes from Dallas and Fort Worth, though. Because Goatman's Bridge, so it was built in 1884 to connect these Copper City to Denton. And the bridge is abandoned, so I don't know. I'm curious why it's abandoned, but the legend has it that a demon that's half man and half goat. So what fucking Mr. Tumnus from Chronicles of Narnia.
Oh, hey, Ben and Andy, both of you, some night here, maybe next episode, we can talk a little bit about feral humans of the Great Smoky Mountains.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
There's
well, like, not even a legend. This is fact. North Sentinel Island off the coast of India actually does have feral humans on it. And
is Sentinel Island? Is that the one where like anyone gets close to the island and they start chucking spears at it and shit? And, like,
bows and arrows and everything. If you crash land your boat on that island, you're going to die. They will kill you.
So basically, you get the who is that British captain who found Hawaii for the British? Captain Cook. So that you get the Captain Cook treatment.
Pretty much.
I have to say that's a pretty damn unfortunate name too, because bro got cannibalized.
Well, I mean, technically, it's in India's waters, and the Indian government has forbade anybody from going anywhere near that island.
That's good. Leave those people
Captain
alone.
Cook was cannibalized by the Hawaiians.
It was some Pacific Islanders, but yeah. So kind of back to
No, but I just remembered something about these people. Like, they're so primitive, they don't even know how to make fire. They can't make fire.
Well, that sucks on them. Well, I guess India's. I guess you're already.
It's a warm part of the world. I mean,
you're sweating balls as soon as you wake up in India. So. But
they who was it? They think that they've been out there for like 50,000 years.
Yeah, I mean, look how people got around in boats and landed in very remote islands. I mean, yeah, I can believe that. But yeah, so Mothman has been a thing in West Virginia for a while. They actually make a connection. There's some connection to a creature known as Indrid Cold, a name for quote unquote the grinning man. And he's kind of a supernatural entity who grins at those who see him. So I don't know if anything happens if he smiles at you.
You know what? I think Stephen King brings that up in The Stand.
The grinning man.
The main villain in that is the walking dude, the grinning man.
Yeah, because the grinning man, according to some, is believed to be an alien or alien species.
I would have called him Denim Dan in the movie because he was just wearing jean shorts and a jean jacket.
Wearing a Canadian tuxedo, huh?
Yeah. Denim Dan, man.
So since the 2000, maybe this was associated with the movie, but the movie helped revive interest in Mothman's. So since 2002, the town of Point Pleasant has celebrated a Mothman festival every third weekend in September. So I think I know where I'm going this September. There's a 12-foot statue of the Mothman in Point Pleasant.
So you'll go check out Mothman, but you won't come check out Ghosts with us?
Yeah, because ghosts are fucking real.
Yeah, you don't know if Mothman's real or not. It might be real. He might be a demon. He might be a demon.
Look up the stat. I mean, he could be. Yeah, because
if me and Andy have to record a ghost hunt by ourselves and you're not there, we're gonna just be calling you a pussy through the whole thing.
That's what I'm trying to invite that shit into my life.
Well, you know, we just be giving you a hard time, just like this.
You are gay.
But yeah, so some. Yeah, so some people have explained away Mothman as a large heron or a sandhill crane. Some people have claimed to have seen Mothman before disasters like 9/11 and the collapse of the 35 West Bridge in Minneapolis. I remember that bridge collapse.
I don't know. I've never seen a heron or a crane that's 6 or 7 feet tall. So
that's what I mean. Unless they're drunk or doped up and they're encountering it.
Maybe they're just seeing a big ostrich.
I saw some ostriches a few weekends ago. Those bastards are mean, dude. Vicious.
Hey, yeah, come to think of it, around the time of these sightings, when was it? 67?
Something like that.
Yeah,
67.
Yeah, the bridge is 67.
Yeah, acid was a pretty big thing then, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
in the late 60s.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the time the music was getting funky, and yeah, people were starting to do the groove thing.
It was the summer of love, man.
66 or 68, I forget, but yeah, it was basically that time frame.
Yeah, it was a time frame when acid was friggin' huge. People love dropping acid.
That we bring this up because this is saying. 1 second.
Yeah, look, the Woodstock Music Festival. It was August 15th through the 18th, 1969. So there was a lot of hallucinogens going on there.
Yeah, because catch this: proximity to the Mothman causes confusion, extreme fear, and psychological distress that can last months. So, you know,
Well, they said the same thing about the black-eyed kids, remember?
The
Yep.
walls are melting, man.
But I mean, yeah, I mean, it realistically, if people are encountering something, could be a demon at the same time. I mean, I never discount demons ever, because they can shapeshift. They can appear as anything they want to. Honestly, they can appear as your mother, appear as a dog, appear as a fucking moth for all it wants to with glowing red eyes. So I'm
Yeah.
not necessarily going to discount it on that one.
If a demon appears as a moth, does that mean if I turn a real bright light on, it's just gonna fly into it?
But it's like, well, if you're
Yeah.
gonna play this game, devil, then you're gonna fly towards the light like a moth.
Yeah, I'm about to turn on the biggest bug light you've ever seen.
You're gonna get his hand, demon.
Friggin' that thing flew into your bug zapper, the bug zapper would explode.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You just hear that loud electric shock thing and trip every breaker in the house and blow out the main fuse. It's done.
Yep.
But well, I guess since you brought it up, because we were talking about the yeah, so that was affiliated with the bridge. This Goatman thing that you mentioned was affiliated with the bridge, and here's kind of why. Because I guess there was a farmer in 1938, a black farmer too, named Oscar Washburn,
Why does he got to be black, huh?
because that's how it's
What are you trying to say?
important. So there's a sign up in the bridge saying "This way to the Goat Man," because he raised goats, probably goat milk, goat cheese, whatever, meat, wool. Local Klansmen became enraged, I guess, since he's black. In August of 1938, members of the Ku Klux Klan crossed the bridge and took Washburn from his home. They hung a noose on the bridge and savagely tossed him over the side. Allegedly, when the Klansmen went to the base of the bridge, they could not find Washburn. In their anger, they charged back to his home, burning it down with his wife and children still inside. Perhaps
This centuries-old natural.
What the hell?
My bad.
No problem. Perhaps to lure Washburn back, but he never appeared again. So that was
Up a wet dream, Andy.
Locals say that crossing the bridge at night without headlights or knocking on the bridge 3 times at midnight brings out the Goat Man. Some swear they've spotted him in the surrounding area, where he interacts by grabbing people or throwing rocks at them.
Interesting.
So maybe that's why that bridge is potentially another, abandoned, because this dude, completely haunts this bridge. But
Right.
it's two bridge-related entities, even though they're different creatures.
Interesting.
Yep. I don't know.
I mean, it was closed in 2001, though, so it wasn't related to any haunting. So just for a clarification on that.
Well, I mean, to me, given that, every sighting's in the dark, and they don't, the witnesses don't really, it's hard to determine scale in the dark.
Yep.
Because your depth perception's off. You don't know how close it is to you. Plus, your ears are going to play tricks on you, because when you're outside at night, you tend to hear things a little better.
Yeah.
Because your senses kind of perk up, because it's a survival mechanism. So.
Oh, hey, Andy, on the subject of cryptids and where I'm going up. I'm going to be staying in a cabin in northern Maine for the foreseeable future while I work up there. I'm wondering if I'm going to get a chance to get one of those big bad Larrys on camera.
Better have your camera ready in case you see one.
Oh, I always got one ready. I'm holding it in my hand now, my phone. Get it going.
It takes a minute to get your camera app out, ready to go.
Nah, not really.
These things don't tend to appear for long periods of time. They're
My
for a second and they're gone.
My phone has I can get it right from the lock screen. I can open up my camera quick.
Like most of the people that spot Bigfoot they usually catch them by accident. You know, you go out there
Well,
looking for them, you're probably not going to see them.
I'm gonna have my AR up there with me too, so if I see them, I'll try to bring them down.
Not a good
I'll have
idea.
the
What if
crew.
it's a person in a suit? Then they'll charge you with murder.
Well, then he's fucked. He shouldn't be roaming around my cabin in the in the middle of nowhere with a big gorilla suit on.
You gonna have internet up there?
Apparently, they
Okay.
said it's equipped with Wi-Fi, so
Oh,
I mean,
sweet.
we'll see.
So you get to do the podcast still?
Hopefully, if the Wi-Fi is good enough, I'm gonna try.
Or are you gonna come home on the weekends?
I'm coming every other weekend.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. Still snowed in up there?
Yeah, it snowed like crazy today up there. I heard.
Fuck that.
Because the geoengineering.
It was all rain down here. Christ, it was 70 degrees yesterday down here. It's snowing up there.
Well, Ben, how much more you got on Mothman?
No, that's pretty much it, man. It's kind of associate that bridge was sort of its big showcase. That's where it really caught fire with much of the population.
With the bridge incident, the Silver Bridge?
And then,
Yeah.
so
And then they said that Mothman's been allegedly sighted at other disastrous events since the bridge, like 9/11, for example.
Yeah.
See, the strange thing about the Mothman stuff is that, it's very few sightings in a very short time span. Like, there aren't a lot before or since. It's just really weird with that. Now, the New Jersey Devil, there's some people reclaim seeing something all the way back to the 1700s to present, but the stories are so outlandish and crazy that they don't make any sense, and they make you think that that one's pretty stupid. But
like a East Coast chupacabra or whatever.
right.
So
I mean, overall, Mothman is knowing and loving West Virginia as I do. That one's probably as rail thin as an Appalachian during the Depression. So
yeah. Or
like we're
Been
gonna have
growing up
potatoes tonight.
potatoes.
Dad, we done had potatoes for the last week, and you're gonna have potatoes tonight. Damn it!
or a West Virginian dying of black lung.
You gonna eat what I give you. If it's potatoes, god damn it.
All right, boy. Grab your brother's plate. He ain't gonna eat. He's too good for taters.
West Virginia, that's where a lot of the coal mining goes on, right?
Yeah. Well,
Oh, yeah.
Appalachian. My great grandfather was a coal miner. Yeah.
Maybe something escaped from deep underground.
Oh, what was that movie that came out recently where they
Something
were...
ancient that had been buried forever.
Yeah, what was that movie that was about that? Came out not too long ago, a couple years ago.
You mean about those coal miners in Argentina or wherever?
No, it was about like maybe it was a mine or something, or maybe a geological drilling thing experiment, but they broke open like this big underground cavern, and then these winged friggin' creatures got out.
Sounds like evolution. Remember that movie, Andy?
They came down on a friggin' asteroid.
Yeah, I know they came down on a asteroid, but they started breeding in that underground cave. Remember?
Yeah.
And evolving.
Hey,
But no,
remember,
I was thinking of remember that movie with the dragons, and they were unleashed in Britain because they were digging a tunnel for underground, like a subway or something, and it released dragons on the world. They burned the world to the ground. So the dragons had been buried for millennia, and had they just happened to dig them up.
yeah.
That kind of thing. Matthew McConaughey was that American tank commander or whatever, like towards the middle of the end.
Yeah, I'm trying
Imagine
to.
him commanding a
One thing
tank.
is kind of odd because there was a far bigger disaster. I mean, because West Virginia unfortunately has been plagued with disasters. because there was a far bigger disaster in 1972 known as the Buffalo Creek disaster, major flooding, which just wrecked multiple
or like the disaster way back of losing the Harper's Ferry Armory to John Brown and his Raiders. I mean,
they weren't West Virginia at the time; they were still Virginia. But
right.
I mean, like, because I was even just trying to look up Mothman in relation to like the Buffalo Creek flood, which killed 125 people, injured over 1,100, left 4,000 homeless, and because of a coal mine dam failure. And that was in Logan County, West Virginia, where where some of my family's from. Yeah, I mean, so there's not even a hint that he was seen or it was seen before or during that incident. So
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so
see, we dug this hole in the coal mine, and well, I don't know what to tell you, but I think something got out.
Yeah, this one probably dies of starvation, honestly.
Some things are better left untouched.
I say something because we don't know what the fuck it was. I tried to put my penis in it, and it got out.
You are hairy like animal.
Look at Ronnie. Oh my God.
I saw it. I said, "You got a pretty mouth. I bet you like pegging, boy."
Our resident Rhodes scholar.
Don't even ask me for a reach around. You ain't gonna get it.
Come here, big fella. I got some candy in the back of the van for you.
Well, if this night just hasn't been the tear-streaming mattress in the back of the windowless van.
Right?
Yeah.
You have wandered way off course.
The sea is foamy.
Yep. Hurricane Ronnie's
there ain't
whipping
much
it up
more to
into a thick
talk about.
foam. Nope.
It's
There ain't much more to talk about. It's really just joke around at this point to fill time.
Yeah.
All right. So final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Well, to me, Mothman is what's the name? Typhoid Mary to me.
Typhoid Mary.
Yeah. The Typhoid Mary, the asymptomatic spreader. Just
symptomatic spreader of herpes.
Doesn't appear to have anything wrong with her. No, what was she spreading around? Tuberculosis or something, right? Or was it typhoid fever?
Oh, that was typhoid fever.
Typhoid fever, yeah. So anyway, someone who doesn't appear to have anything wrong with her. Yeah, but she was a spreader, an asymptomatic spreader.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, that's where I rate this. There's nothing to it, but it continues to spread.
Yeah, I think Mothman is just look at him. He's bones. He's bones. Are you run from Callista Flockhart? Look at him. Look. I took his head off. He's crazy now.
Look, he crazy now. Yep. Fucking Mothman. Yeah, I was looking for I was just right now while we were bullshitting, I was looking for that Bigfoot video I told you about last time because I really want to show you guys, but I can't find it.
The Mothman is flying around stalking, looking for defenseless, unsuspecting victims to swoop down and peg them.
I done seen the Mothman at the Love's truck stop off exit 4.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All right.
Yeah, so, no, it probably wasn't Mothman. It was probably one of those fucking what do they call those lot lizards?
No, it wasn't Mothman. It was one of those those things you see at the car dealership with the man that like blows around like this. Yeah.
The wacky inflatable arm flailing tube man.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah. And one of them got away. It was just kind of just off into the friggin' nowhere.
Blowing in the wind.
Yep. All right, so
Christ.
anyways, if you like our podcast, you want to get a hold of us for any reason, bitches, gripes, complaints, suggestions, or do you just want to say hi, you can hit us up on the DMs on SBB Pod on Instagram, SBB Pod, or you can email us at supernaturalbeerbros@gmail.com. This podcast is on all the major podcast platforms, including YouTube. And
Never mind those bitches, gripes, and complaints. We will not air or view them.
oh, I will. I'll be so excited. I'll be so excited that someone actually friggin' listens to this and is interacting. I'll probably read it, even if it is a bad one. But when I do read it online, expect a lot of hilarity and laughter when I read it. So,
Yeah, and probably gay jokes and pegging jokes.
yeah, pretty much. And ooh, we picked up Romania, Ben.
Welcome.
Oh shit! This
We
is a guy's
smell-
name, Vlad.
Smell like soup too.
Yep, we got Ukraine and Romania now.
Nice.
They're listening to us in the refugee camps.
Yep. So
Yeah, call herself Radio Free America.
yep. So
In Soviet Russia, radio listened to you.
oh yeah. So
Pretty much.
if you like this podcast, you like what we're doing, please like, follow, share if you want to. If not, that's cool too. I'd really like to build the YouTube channel. I've got probably, I don't know, like 20 episodes on there of this. I think we've got like 11 subscribers. We get a bunch of views, but nobody subscribes. So
Let's strategize off air. Yeah.
yeah. So anyways,
That's because the audience is a bunch of hoes. Yep.
no, I don't think so, Ronnie. I don't think so, Tim.
You done?
This has been the Supernatural Beer Bros podcast, and we are signing out.